my friends, how are you all doing today? It's a lovely Sunday and it's Angela here to share a little video with you today. So I hope you're going to have fun and follow along with me. So I've had the best morning putting these together, having fun with paper and fabrics and ribbons and lace, and really the best time, so relaxing. So I hope that you're going to join me as I make another set of these to go into my journal. Now, excuse me, we are going to make two of these. So I've already made one set and I'm going to show you how I make the other set, and we're going to do that together. So this is the first little one. Nothing fancy, nothing new, just, you know, a cute little thing. This is really, both of these are sort of step one for different projects that we're going to do in the week. So this little one we're going to use in something else, so in a page layout. So hang on to these and we'll put, as I say, one of each of these into each signature. Right, so this little one is very cute. It's got a little, it's a little pocket. So we've got a little pocket with one of the tags we made previously. I'm going to put that in the back there. And then we've got a little fabric pocket over here with a little bit of lace. And I've used my altered book pages for this, and just two little pieces of ephemera from my ephemera kit. So those are just going to go into that front pocket there. I put lace on here, and it's already decorated on the back with the other side of the pocket. So really easy. This is a great mass make to make with any real book pages. You know, they don't have to be altered, or any paper that you've got over. So really easy to have on hand, and you can decorate them up depending on what you're going to be, what your sort of color or theme is for your journal. So I highly recommend this one. All right, so really easy. That's the one. And then this one over here is also, it's a tag pocket. So I've got some fabric in the front here, like that, a little lovely lace. I've got a little envelope thing that I actually got this idea from Gina from the Firefly Studio quite a few years ago. So this is just my version of it. So we've got a little circle on the front, a little daisy there. You open that up like that. You open it up like this. It looks like an envelope, so you could take a standard envelope, but I'm going to show you. And then you've got pocket space over here to put some ephemera pieces into it. It closes up like that and like that. And I've got this little fabric pocket here. Now you could stick it in like that, but I decided no, I'm going to stick it in like this. And I'm going to just, I've glued this just up to that point. And so it's loose, and this just tucks in underneath there like that. So again, used my altered book pages. On the back, I've put another pocket in here, just a simple pocket. We put in a piece of ephemera. I've backed my page here with another sheet of paper, but I'll go through with that with you. So you've got a little postcard that can go in here. And then I've used sentiments, and this is an actual, like a washi strip that's in my ephemera kit for the Secret Garden. So that's what I've used there. So there. Now this is going to go into another project. So it's going to be a floating pocket. This one's going to be also, we're going to use it as it is. So you need to make those. Use the lace paper there, really pretty. So we're going to put those to the side, and then we're going to start on one of them. So let's start with this one. All right, so this is really super easy. What you want to do there is you're going to use the altered book pages. Just show you here. This is for the larger, this is for this one. This is for the larger book pages. I've used this. And then for this one, I've used the half size book pages. All right, so you want both of those. So these are half the size of the A4, all right? And then I'm going to use this, which I sewed onto, I'm going to glue onto this here to make a backing for that. So you want some backing paper. And then for the little envelope, this little one that goes in here, you want some other paper. I have printed mine on both sides, but you don't have to do that. You can actually stick two pieces together. That works as well. All right, so that's what you're going to need there. Then you need a good few. I've got 3 different lace pieces here, but I'm not sure I'm going to use all of them. So grab some lace. You're going to need some fabric. So I've got this one and this one. I've used this one on this one as well. So you want that, and then your ephemera bits. So I've got one of the tags we made before. I've got this card, which I'm going to put into one of them. I've got some smaller bits here, so you want some smaller pieces of ephemera as well. All right, some ribbon, a big circle for that envelope. I've got one of my little sentiments, a little daisy flower, a tiny little ring reinforcer type thing for the tag, and an eyelet. So I think that's about everything that I need. All right, so it's not this one I want to start off with, it's this. Now what I did here was I trim off those edges there. All right, there are 2 of these to a page, so it's half the size, and it's perfect because the printed kit, if you bought one, or if you didn't, you can print something that's muted on the back. This comes from my mini Secret Garden journal, but there are lots of different background pages you could use, lace pages, anything. All right, so I've trimmed that off, and all you want to do is fold it in half. So you want to just fold that in half. Right, so it's just a case of matching those up using your bone folder. And you want to just fold that in half. Simple as that. Then once it's in half, all I did was I took the corner and I folded it, not quite, it's about 1 centimeter or ½ an inch from the edge. I've just lined that up there, and I'm going to fold that over. All right, so we're almost done with this. That's how quick this is. You could roll these off. Now, because this is a scanned in book page, I'm able to make it the size I want and have the benefit of the decoration on the front and the back. Right, so there we go. I'm going to glue that bit down, and we have got it to that point already. Right, now what I'm going to do is, you can glue this or you can sew it. I'm probably going to sew it, but I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, very thin, just to keep it in place. Right, so matching up my corners. There we go. Now at this point you don't need to stitch around it. You definitely don't. The point I do stitch around it is once I've put the fabric on. So that's what we're going to do next. So I've decided, have I? I'm just getting my wits about me now. Yeah, right, so I'm going to take the same one that I had on here. Yeah, I'm going to put it on here. All right, so we are going to take a little piece of this. So all I did was, this is my own fabric, came in the fabric bundles. I do have a few of these fabric bundles still over, the Secret Garden fabric bundles, if somebody was wanting one. Now I can't remember how high I did it, but I'll tell you now. It was about 2.5 inches wide, because I just want a little bit to fold over. Okay, so you can just gauge it really. That's what I do. But I did use my pencil and my ruler and I drew it how I wanted it. So the first thing you want to do probably is get the width of this. So getting it to the edge there, and I don't want it to exceed this point. So I'm not doing any fold over seams or anything like that. I'm going to let it do its own thing. Sort of just ruffling itself, and because I'm going to stitch it, it'll be absolutely fine. So I'm going to go about 2.5, just over. I'm going to draw that just up to that mark there, and then I'm going to just go like this. Now you can use your if you've got a fabric rotary cutter or whatever, but it's such a small piece, you know, this just does the job. So hopefully I've got it straight with any luck. So you just want to cut that out, and You can use any pages for this as well, any leftover pages or book pages or anything like that. Now with any luck, that's the right width. It is. It's a bit higher than I wanted because I'm going to just take my fabric tack, and I will end up stitching this, but I'm putting a very, very tiny amount of glue there. I just want to turn that over a little bit, give it a nice stronger edge. So that is pretty much the edge. Now, as you can see, you don't need to sew any of this. Glue is going to work well. And then you want to put that on there. And again, I just put little dots, tiny dots, because I'm going to stitch. If you are not, then just put sufficient amount of glue on here just so that it's going to hold. But you don't have to stitch it. Right, this is just me getting it in place here, like that. Now I am going to stitch that, but I'm going to carry on and let that dry off a little bit. We're almost done with that one, so I'm just going to put it to the side for the moment. All right, now we're going to start with this one here. So the first thing I want to do is get the base sorted again. So I'm going to take this piece, which is with the bigger book page. Now you can see it's double the size, yeah? And I have trimmed this, I think it was 4 inches, so that's 10 centimeters. And it was 7 inches that way. So 7 by 4, 7 inches is, let me think, I think it's just short of 18 centimeters if I am correct. I'll just tell you. Yep, 18. Oh, I've got a memory. It's getting on top of all of this now. What you want to do then is just give this a little, well, we'll come to that. Let's back this quickly onto something. So back it, I'm going to use this. Any paper that you have that you feel you want to use as a backing, stick that down. I'm going to stick it down with my glue stick. If you're going to stitch, this is fine. If you're going to not stitch, then just use a stronger glue or one that you're happy with that's going to keep it together. Right, so now, can it fit this way? No, it'll have to go this way. So we're just going to get that nice and lined up. Now we can just trim this down ever so quickly. Hopefully it's straight. Okay, so that looks pretty all right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut that corner off there. I'm just going to take it like this and hold it up against this corner. You can just cut it off, but sometimes it wriggles, and this way it's a short thing. So just so that my sides are the same, and then you want to just take your distress ink and go around the edges there lightly. Okay, so really easily done. Right, now I've got my tiny little 15 millimeters or 3/4 of an inch little circle punch, and I've just cut out one of these. I'm going to use it as a ring reinforcer, and really it's just a bit of decoration, it's not a must. I'm going to just stick that on the top there, so I'm just looking for the center mark. And we'll just take whichever glue I grab first and get that stuck down. All right, so there we've got that going on now. Right, the next thing that I want to do is put on some fabric here. And I'm going to go with the other one. So let's take this. And again, I just need to cut a piece off here, so I'm going to use my pencil there and here. Right, so that's all right, and just gauge where you think. It's probably about halfway, but I am going to turn over a little bit, and I am going to join these little markers that I've made with my pencil, just so that I can get a nice straight line. So I'm just using my scissors. Right, so hang on to your fabrics for later because we'll always come back to those. And we've got that there. Just pull off some of my little threads. And again, I'm going to turn this over a little bit. Now that is the right side, is it? Yes, so I'm going to just turn this over. Very thin line of glue, just to give it a little border. And then this will end up being sewn on there. Alright, so I will sew that on there, but what we can do is we can just get some bits on here, little dots, unless of course you are not sewing again. Yeah, so get that in place. So we've got that, that, there we go. So we've got that in place. Now, while I'm at it, I'm going to put on my back pocket. So that's this bit here. So what I'm going to use is a piece from here. So again, I'm just going to put this to the side quickly. Now, this is to make the little folded envelope. Now, what I did here was I measured. Let's see, turn that round. I'm going to measure 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Right, so that's my 8 1/4. So we will just cut that off right there. This is the piece I want to use for the pocket, so I needed to just ascertain that. So sorry, I'm a bit all over the place. I'm just showing you how I use the piece of paper. For both 1 2 1/2, 1 2 1/2. Right, so now we can just trim off this extra little bit. There we go. So your paper to make the little envelope is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4, and in centimeters that's about 20.7 centimeters both sides. It's a square. All right, so hang on to that to the side. We'll get to that in a minute. Sorry, I'm backwards and forwards. Now, with this piece that remains, we want to make a little pocket here, and I don't want it quite so high. So I'm going to go with, let's see, 2 1/2 inches high, really. And then the width of yours, which is 4, I think. So we're going to go with that. So with this, I'm going to just quickly just put a little thumb notch in here. And then you can distress that a little bit. Okay. And then we can give this a little bit of a glue. Now this will get stitched on the back as well, but I'm still going to glue it. I must say, I've got a really well-tempered sewing machine that does everything, and it just goes on and on and on. Bless it. Right, before you put that on, I'll just stop chatting for a sec and just give this a little bit of a distress before I stick the pocket on, because I just need to get a little bit below. Not that it needs to be on that side, but I'm going to get that stuck on. Right, so we've got our pocket on the front with fabric. We have got our paper pocket on the back. I have got that all in place, and we have got this. What I'm going to do ever so quickly now is just go and grab my sewing machine, and I'm just going to stitch along the outer border there, and the same here, and I'll be back with you. Okay, so I've done those. I've just stitched around there. I'm going to put an eyelet in here. So let's do that. And that just gives it a nice little decorative feature, which I like that. Okay. Right. That looks lovely. I have flattened the stitching on the back there, so it's nice and flat, and you've seen me do this many times. When you've got the stitching that lifts and makes these big holes, just take your bone folder and just smooth it down like that. It's really quick and easy, and it makes a world of difference. Look at that. All right, so we've got that one done. We've got this one, oops, we've got that one done, all done. And now what I want to do is just quickly finish this one off. So we've got our large tag that I'm going to put into this pocket here, like that. Yeah. And then just looking what I did there. Then we've got this little card that I'm going to put into the front over there like that. What else do I want to do with this one? We don't need to do anything other than put a bit of lace on here. So I'm going to go with this and just cut a little bit like that. So let's just go for that marker over there, and then we can line it up as we want, and that's going to finish that one off beautifully. So what I did was I just put some glue on the bottom scallop like that, the top one, and I didn't put any glue in the middle. Maybe just on the flowers. You don't want it oozing through, that's why I've done that. And then you can just position it where you want it. So we'll go with sort of there, and then we'll come back to that to trim it. Just I want to get that centralized. All right, so we'll come back to that over there. Okay. Now with this one, we're also going to put some lace on here, and I might go with a pink with this one. So let's see. Yeah, do I want to? I'm going to put a yellowish thing in here, so I'm going to cut that off just over there. And pink and yellow look gorgeous together, so we will stick this down, and again on the wrong side. Lace does have a right and a wrong side, so just check out which is which. You'll see the one that looks far smoother is the right side, and you can't go wrong. Anytime I go wrong is when I don't have my glasses on and I can't see what I'm doing, but I think I'm going to be okay today. I've got them on. Right, this I am going to stick down over here. Now I've already forgotten to do something, as you know, hindsight is an exact science, but that's fine. I didn't want to stick it all the way, but I'm going to use my bone folder to rectify that. So we want to really keep it open here, so I'm going to get that. Put a little piece of paper in here, hopefully it won't stick down on that, just to leave the little bit in the middle open. And then we're going to start on the other little piece quickly. Right, now with making the little envelope part, you've got your piece of paper now, as I said, cut to size, so 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. I have got an envelope board, and I want to make this into a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 envelope. All right, if you've got an envelope that is that size already, then maybe you want to just use that and add on paper to decorate it. That might be easier, but I am going to use this board, which I have, and you can see it's even discolored. I've had it so long and I haven't made enough use of this, so today I'm going to do that. Now, to make a 4 by 6 envelope here, it says you need to go to the 3 3/8 mark. So you go here 3 3/8, and you punch a little hole, and then you take your bone folder and you go like that. I'm sure you all know how to do this, but in case you haven't seen this before, it is great for doing envelopes, but you know, you're wanting that point. I'll show you what to do if you don't have one of these boards, but they are really lovely to have, I must say. So you just keep turning it round, getting it on that line there with this little pointer bit, and run your bone folder, and there's your envelope. Now what you need to do is go from the points. If you don't have a board, measure from the point. Let me grab my ruler. So each side you want to measure from the point, what is it? It's 6.7 centimeters, or 2 3/4 inches from each of the sides opposite each other. And then this one here, you need to measure 3 3/4 inches to make those score lines. All right, so that's what you need to do there. So 2 3/4 and 3 3/4. This in centimeters is 9.8. All right, 6.7 and 9.8. Right, then you make your score lines there like that. So you've got a box in the middle. Now with this, you just turn it around and you can round off your envelope like that. But I say, if you don't have this, or if that's too complicated, take a standard envelope and just cover it. It will work just as well. All right. Right, so I've got that there. Now what we want to do is, I want to just fold these bits up. So this board does make this super easy. Right, so we've got that all like that. Yeah. And you want to just burnish those like that. Right, and you might want to ink it up. What you want to do now is just turn those in and stick this down. So the way I do that is I just hold it like that so that I know how far to put the glue on. And the same here. And then you can close that up. Right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then what I want to do is, I'm going to cut off a little bit now. So you want your ruler and your bone folder. I'm using my board here to measure on each side just over 1.5 inches, and in centimeters, yeah, so just over, yeah, it's 1.5, just over, a hair's breadth over. Here it is, what is that? 4 centimeters. All right, so get your mark, your thing lined up here, and like a hair's breadth over, and I'm going to just bone fold the whole edge of my envelope like that. I'm going to turn that around like that, and it's 1 and a hair's breadth over. Well, there we go, there, like that. Okay, so you've got those 2 lines running down there now, and then you want to just take your scissors and cut this side of that score line, and then again left of the score line like that. And you want to do the same for this piece. So there's a score line there and there's a score line there. You want to cut along those edges. So I'm going to go right of that and right of that. Okay, so we've got that now, that funny shape. As I said, if you take a standard envelope, that would work. But because I don't want to cover anything, I've made my own. But you could take one and just add on the pieces yourself. Right, so I'm just going around now with my Distress ink. I hope you guys are all having a good day. As you can see, I have a long sleeve top on today, and it feels like it's autumn already. Honestly does. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my ruler. I want to fold this up, and I'm going to use this as a guide so I don't get any pleating going on here. Just want to move that up, get a nice clean fold, line those lines up there, and go like that. Yeah, and the same here. Put your ruler down like that. Get your bone folder underneath, and then get that over like that. Right, now mine's got a gap in the middle. The other one didn't, so I don't understand, but I'm not going to worry. Okay, so you can make them even more, but I'm happy with that. I just want these two to fold in, and then this is going to fold over. Right. So there we go. Just give it a nice burnish. You can fold them over even more if you so wish, but I'm quite happy with this. There we go. Now what I want to do is I'm going to just, I cut out a 2-inch circle from the last project where I was showing you how to cut out circles from pages. So this is a scrap one. I'll just cut out a bit of a circle, and I want to just put that over here to decorate it. So yeah, circles are great to have on hand for decorating. All sorts, really, all sizes of circles. So yeah, you can't go wrong with those. So I'm going to just get that down over here. So this was the page with the 2 birds sitting on the wire gate. Right, so we got that there, and then I've got the little daisy, and I'm going to just put some Fabri-Tac on it, and we'll stick that over there. There we go. And I think that's everything for that one. All we want to do now is put a piece of ephemera inside. I'm going to go with one of these, and you can put more than one in here as well. I'm going to put that in there. We're going to close it up. Nice place to write secrets in. Nice little secret storage space. All right. And now you can just go and distress it a little bit more on the sides that you haven't maybe yet. Always great. And now we can finish off this piece. So this is over here, and I want to just trim that off and trim this off like that, just little bits. There we go, and I've managed to keep that middle section open, and we can now just slide that in there. You can tuck it in there if you wanted to, but I thought I'd be different and tuck it out here like that. How cute is that already? And then we want to put in some ribbons. So I've taken pink and yellow bits here. I'm going to just get that through that eyelet. Right, so we've got those 2 little ribbons over there like that, so that's sweet. And then what else? In the back, all we want to do here is we want to put in our little postcard into this pocket like that. And then I've got another little one here, but I'm not going to need to put that in. I might actually put it in this one and have that in the middle like that. So that gives a little bit more pink over there. Oh, I need to trim that one. So we will do that and that. I do love this lace. Right, so we've got those done. Now all we need to do here is put some lace on. So over there I had that little strip. So I'm going to put, this is the strips, like a washi strip paper I'm going to put on over there. So I'm going to just take my bit like this and make a little mark here where to cut it, and then we can just do that. There we go. I was trying to keep this as smooth as possible, so when you slide it into the pocket like we are going to be doing, that you don't have a anything catching. So yeah, now I'm going to just stick that down, and we'll get that in the middle like that. Just finishing it off. I think all the little details make all the difference. And then the last thing we need to do is just put a nice little sentiment: relax and recharge. That is exactly the day I'm having today. I'm just relaxing. I'm going to put that on the front, on the top there, and go and relax again with a lovely cup of Red Bush tea and an orange McVitie's Jaffa cake, you know, in good English style, because you can't beat those. Did I put a little anything on that one? I can't remember now. Lost the plot. No, I didn't, but I want to, so I'm going to grab one quickly. Okay, so I have just stuck the daisy on. I remembered why. I didn't want it to catch on anything, but with any luck it doesn't. All right, so those are the back of those two, and I love how those have turned out. That's the front, so I do like that. Got one for each, and I'll show you what we're going to do in our next project. And then these two, which turned out beautifully as well, so I love those, and they're all ready to go, decorated on the back as well. So there's our little projects for today. You got lots done if you followed along with me, and we're going to use them. So we've got that bit done. So Tuesday I'm going to show you what we are going to do to make our pages even more prettier. So go and have a nice relaxing cup of tea or hot drink, or maybe a glass of wine if that's how you feel. And I will see you again on Tuesday, getting closer to Friday, and the next weekend. So hopefully by next weekend I am showing you my new collection, so that we can get that out to you before we start with it. All right, everyone, have a great Sunday, and may your week be just as wonderful. Hopefully the sun shines and I can get some laundry on the line. I love air-dried laundry, don't you? Right, go and have a good one, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you for all your support. Bye-bye.